Hey guys, not Extra Select here. Welcome back to another Pavlov modding tutorial. Today, we won't really be covering anything specific. However, we will be talking about bug fixes and clarifications on all previous tutorials. I know it has been a while since I have made a video, so if I make any mistakes, please let me know. Firstly, if your game is a custom game mode, you cannot just do that. You cannot. If you go into here, you check this, and you just place this will not work. So delete that, keep that as is. What you'll have to do is you have to create a custom game logic. Otherwise, you can use the basic Pavlov game logic if you are not doing a custom game mode. Second, a lot of people have told me that they spawn under the map and simply just fall through. What I recommend doing is if it's a no teams game mode, well, it doesn't really matter, but you want to set your spawns to dynamic. Let me do this real quick. And you also want to, in your game mode properties, enable dynamic spawns. Now, this can be a bit of a pain in the ass if you are making a team deathmatch based game mode. Why? Because it spawns a player randomly free of immediate harm. Now, what that means is even if you have this set to 1, okay? So even if this is only for red team, let's say a blue team member is right up in their spawn, and there are no blue team members at the blue spawn, they will spawn at the blue spawn instead of their red spawn. However, this usually does fix the issue of falling to the map. Another thing you can do is just, sometimes that will work, other times it won't. In my opinion, it really just depends. I haven't really dug too far into that glitch, but dynamic spawns is the best way to fix that. Third, if your lighting is absolute shit, which right here it really isn't, but if your lighting is shit, what you want to do is go to build lighting only. Also, you want to make sure your lights are either static or stationary, but preferably static. Also, what I prefer to do is I will raise my directional light way up into the sky, way above my map. I will set the intensity anywhere from 10 to 24. I will not cast, well, it depends on your models, how they are. Cast shadows or not, up to you. Then I'll also add a skylight and a sky sphere. You also want a reflection capture to make sure nothing is pretty much just a black texture. So that's lighting, that's game logic. The next thing I found is not a lot of people, although I didn't make a tutorial on this, not a lot of people understand the mod.io guide for name tags. You have to set those variables to rep notify, and when it goes to rep notify on the function that it creates, what you'll want to do is here, let me show you. Go to, this is a old project of mine, but it's a perfect example. On replicate name, not here, hold up. Okay, perfect. See how I set the name? Then I go down here and I cast to my name tag widget. Then I use the name variable that is rep notify to text string, and I set the text of the username. You can do this for any type of text. That way it replicates fully and you won't have people with the same name tag. Next, I have a lot of people who asked me, hey, why is my... Sorry, I have had a lot of people ask me, where did you get actor from soft class? Can't see it in here for some reason, unless I'm spelling it wrong. Get actor of soft class, sorry. That is from Dark at 26. That is not a base Unreal Engine thing. So if I were to do this, it is a part of it was a part of Dark at 26. You could copy paste this entire thing, or alternatively, very simply, Pavlov Workshop, download Dark, install Dark at 26. Dark at 26 has a lot of useful things in its function library that I find I use often. although I haven't made a tutorial on this, another thing I get asked often is how do I make a custom item? You do not, and I repeat, do not make a Pavlov custom item. Do not do this. This is deprecated. This is no longer used, and if you add it to the global info, it just will not work. You have to use VR item. Additionally, to make your VR item grabbable, you want to take your static mesh, scroll down, collisions. I usually do custom. I'll set everything to ignore, and then whatever I want it to overlap, I set to overlap, so world dynamic. And world static, like other meshes, you'll do block. Then you want to do grabbable to either overlap, ignore, either of those, but object type is what you want to do and set it to grabbable. Additionally, to make sure it doesn't just float in the air, you want to do event physicalize, and then set physics enabled. So hold up. Sorry, set simulate physics. And there you go. Not only will you be able to grab it, but it will no longer hover in the air, and instead it will actually fall to the ground. Other than that, I don't think there's anything I need to discuss as of this time. Thank you for watching.